No matter how hard you try, no one seems to respect you the way you deserve. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, do I respect myself? The truth is, the respect you seek from others begins with the respect you give to yourself. Until you value your own worth, the world won't see it either. Self-respect is not just about feeling good about yourself on the surface. It's about truly knowing who you are in the eyes of Allah, understanding your purpose, and guarding your dignity like the treasure it is. In today's video, we're diving deep into how self-respect is the foundation of all your relationships, your peace of mind, and your connection to Allah. It's about understanding that your value is not tied to others' opinions or approval. True self-respect comes from knowing that you were created with purpose, with honor, and that your soul is worth the utmost care. So, if you've ever struggled with feeling undervalued, or if you've ever wondered why others don't treat you with the respect you deserve, then stay tuned. We're about to explore what it truly means to respect yourself, how to build that respect, and how, by doing so, you'll attract the respect you've always longed for. Before we get started, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers. 1. What is self-respect in Islam? In the eyes of Islam, self-respect is not pride, it is not arrogance, it is not thinking that you are better than anyone else. Self-respect in Islam is knowing deep in your heart that you are a creation of Allah, the Most High, and He did not create you without value. He created you for a purpose. He gave you a soul. He gave you honor. And because of that, you are worthy of love, kindness, and dignity. You deserve to be treated with honor, not because of what you own or what you look like, but because of who you are, a servant of Allah. Self-respect begins when you understand that your value is not measured by people's opinions. It is measured by your relationship with your Creator. If you build that relationship with Allah, if you turn to Him, and if you live with sincerity and truthfulness, your self-respect grows naturally. It becomes a light inside your heart. You begin to walk differently. You speak differently. You stop begging for attention, and you stop pleasing everyone at the cost of your own peace. That's when real self-respect is born. Too often, people confuse self-respect with ego. But Islam makes it clear, ego is selfish, but self-respect is spiritual. When you respect yourself, you avoid sin because you know you're worth more than that. You don't lower yourself to lying, backbiting, cheating, or being in toxic relationships. You walk away from those things, not because you think you're perfect, but because you know Allah gave you a heart to protect, a soul to purify, and a life to live in truth. Allah honored all human beings, not just the rich, not just the scholars, not just the popular ones. He honored you. That means no matter what people say, no matter how they treat you, their words cannot take away what Allah has already given you. You are preferred. You are respected by the Most High. So how can you not respect yourself? Sometimes people lose self-respect because they've been hurt. They've been told again and again that they are not enough. Maybe they've made mistakes, failed in something, or been rejected. But remember, your past doesn't define your worth. Your value was given by Allah, and it doesn't decrease because of your failures. It increases when you rise after falling. It increases when you repent and return to Allah. It increases when you stop believing lies about yourself and start believing the truth in the Quran. Self-respect in Islam is not about thinking you're perfect. It's about recognizing your imperfections and still choosing to carry yourself with dignity. It's about saying, yes, I have sinned, but I will not stay in sin. I will clean my heart. I will lift my head. I will walk toward Allah. And when you begin to live like that, everything changes. You stop chasing people who don't value you. You stop doing things just to fit in. You stop saying yes when your soul is screaming no. You begin to protect your time, your heart, and your energy. You begin to say, I am a servant of Allah, and I will carry myself like someone who has been honored by Him. Respecting yourself is not a selfish act. It's an act of worship. It is living with the awareness that you were created with value, and that value must be protected. When you respect yourself, you inspire others to respect you too. And most importantly, you show Allah that you are grateful for the life He gave you. That is the beginning of true strength. 2. Signs. You don't respect yourself. Sometimes people walk around feeling empty, broken, or lost, and they don't even realize that the reason behind this feeling is the lack of self-respect. When you don't respect yourself, it shows in your choices, your relationships, and the way you carry yourself. You may not even notice it at first. It starts quietly, by letting people talk to you any way they want, by saying yes when your heart wants to say no, by lowering your standards just to keep someone around. One of the biggest signs that you don't respect yourself is when you constantly allow others to disrespect you, thinking it's your fault. You make excuses for those who hurt you. You convince yourself that being mistreated is normal, but it's not. Islam teaches us that every soul has honor. When you stay silent in front of injustice just to keep people in your life, you are not being humble. You are losing your worth piece by piece. Another sign is when you keep comparing yourself to others. You look at people's lives, their success, their beauty, and feel like you are less. You forget that Allah created you with a unique story, a special purpose. Comparison is a thief. It steals your peace, your joy, and your connection with Allah. When you always want to be like someone else, it means you don't see the value in who you already are. Also, when you allow sin to enter your life without any guilt, it's a dangerous sign. A person who respects their soul, who values their heart, will feel the weight of sin. But when you ignore that feeling and keep doing what displeases Allah, it means you've stopped caring about your own soul. And what is a person without their soul? What are you if you have lost your light? Many people also destroy their self-respect by chasing relationships that are not pure. They give their heart away easily. They settle for people who do not love them for the sake of Allah. They lower their standards because they are afraid of being alone. But Islam teaches us that being alone with dignity is better than being with someone who makes you forget who you are. A heart that is desperate for love from people is a heart that has forgotten the love of Allah. There's also a subtle sign when you can't say no. You let people walk over you. You agree to things that make you uncomfortable. You avoid conflict even when you know the truth is on your side. Why? Because you're scared. Scared to be disliked. Scared to lose people. But here's the truth. If you lose people by standing up for yourself, they were never meant to stay. Allah doesn't want you to live in fear. He wants you to live in truth. Your soul is sacred. Your mind is sacred. Your body is sacred. And if Allah has made you valuable, why are you treating yourself like you are worthless? So if you see these signs in your life, it's time to wake up. You are not here to live in sadness. You are not here to please everyone. You are here to live with purpose, to rise above, to walk with strength and softness, knowing that you are a believer, a Muslim, a soul honored by Allah. It's never too late to change. You can start today by making a promise to yourself. I will no longer lower myself to fit into spaces where I don't belong. I will raise my head. I will reconnect with Allah. I will live with dignity. That is the first step to returning to your true self. 3. How to build self-respect according to Islam. Building self-respect is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you truly are. Islam gives you the blueprint to build a strong, dignified life, not one that depends on people's opinions, but one that depends on your connection with Allah. Self-respect in Islam is about cleaning your heart, purifying your soul, and walking in life with confidence, kindness, and boundaries. The first step to building self-respect is to recognize that you are a servant of Allah. That's your highest identity. When you say, I am a Muslim, it means you belong to the most merciful, the most powerful. That identity should fill you with honor. You are not here to please this world. You are here to please the one who created it. When that becomes your focus, you stop feeling small. You stop feeling broken. You remember that you were chosen to be guided by the Quran. That's not something to take lightly. Another way to build self-respect is to protect your heart from sin. Every time you avoid something that displeases Allah, you are respecting your soul. Every time you lower your gaze, speak the truth, control your anger, or walk away from gossip, you are saying, I respect who I am. The more you protect your soul from darkness, the more it shines with light. You begin to feel peace inside. That peace is the reward of living with integrity. You must also learn to forgive yourself. Many people lose self-respect because they carry the weight of shame. They remember the mistakes they made, and they keep punishing themselves in their hearts. But Allah is not like people. He is the one who says, I will forgive you again and again if you return to me. So why are you holding on to shame when Allah is holding out His mercy? Islam teaches us to honor ourselves by not allowing harm into our lives. That means it's okay to say no to toxic people. It's okay to protect your time, your energy, and your values. Those who don't were never meant to stay. Another way to grow your self-respect is by gaining knowledge. The more you learn about your Deen, the stronger you become. You begin to see the world with new eyes. You begin to love yourself, not because of your looks or achievements, but because you are walking on the straight path. And every step on that path brings you closer to Allah and to the best version of yourself. And finally, trust in Allah's plan for your life. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop measuring your worth by likes, followers, or money. Your risk is written. Your journey is yours alone. Respect yourself enough to walk your path with patience and hope, knowing that Allah never forgets the one who remembers Him. You are not ordinary. You are chosen. You are guided. You are loved by the one who created the stars and the skies. Walk with your head high. Let your faith lead you. And never forget, self-respect in Islam is not a luxury, it is a responsibility. 4. Set boundaries. One of the greatest signs of self-respect in Islam is your ability to set healthy boundaries. A boundary is not about pushing people away. It's about protecting what's sacred, your heart, your time, your values, and your peace. Islam teaches us that our soul is a trust, and we must guard it like we would guard a priceless treasure. When you don't set boundaries, you allow others to walk into your life with their shoes on and leave dirt behind. But when you set strong boundaries, you are saying, I honor myself, and I expect others to honor me too. Setting boundaries means you know your worth. You know that your time is valuable. Your body is sacred. Your mind deserves peace. Your emotions are not a playground for someone else's anger or manipulation. You don't need to answer every message. You don't need to fix everyone's problems. You don't need to stay in places where your presence is not respected. There's strength in silence. You don't have to explain your boundaries to everyone. You don't have to defend your decisions to those who don't respect you. Remember, those who truly care about you will understand and support your boundaries. Those who don't were never there for your benefit. They were only using you for their own comfort. To protect our hearts, our homes, our environments. You can't protect your family if you can't protect your own soul first. And that starts by building walls where needed, by knowing when to open the door and when to keep it shut. 5. Think better about yourself. You won't see your value. You won't feel peace. But when you start to think better about yourself, everything changes. You become more confident. You walk with dignity. You begin to live with purpose. Too many people walk through life carrying the weight of past mistakes. They define themselves by failure, by heartbreak, by the opinions of others. But you are not who people say you are. You are not your darkest moment. You are not your past. And your future is full of hope if you believe in the goodness Allah placed inside you. You might ask, but I've done so many wrong things. How can I think better of myself? That's where your mindset must change. Thinking well of yourself doesn't mean you deny your mistakes. It means you believe that you are more than your mistakes. It means you know that Allah's mercy is bigger than your sins. It means you understand that you can grow, improve, and rise again. That is strength. Speak kindly to yourself. Stop calling yourself names. Stop repeating words that hurt you. Your heart is listening. Your mind is listening. Tell yourself what Allah has already told you, that you were created in the best form, that you have a soul worth protecting, that your efforts matter, and that your tears are seen by the one who created you. Thinking well of yourself is not just an idea, it's a way of living. It's choosing to see light instead of darkness. It's choosing to believe that with Allah's help, you can rise from anything. It's knowing that even if you are in pain today, your story is still being written by the most wise. So lift your head, speak gently to your soul. Believe that you can become someone greater than you ever imagined, not because of your own strength, but because Allah is with you. 6. Surround yourself with people who value you. One of the most powerful ways to build your self-respect is by choosing the right people to be around. People who lift you. People who see your worth. People who remind you of Allah. The truth is, no matter how strong you are, the people you spend time with will affect the way you think about yourself. That's why Islam emphasizes good companionship so deeply. If you are always around those who make fun of your dreams, who belittle your feelings, who use you, disrespect you, or make you feel unimportant, then slowly, without even noticing, you start to believe them. You begin to doubt yourself. You stay quiet when you should speak. You shrink when you should shine. That's not self-respect. That's survival. And you deserve more than that. You need to be around people who remind you that you are worthy, who celebrates your growth, not your downfall, who doesn't laugh at your pain, who doesn't compete with your peace. Find friends who are kind when you fail and honest when you're wrong. The right people won't leave you feeling drained. They'll leave you feeling seen, heard, and valued. And if you can't find those people right now, it's okay. Sometimes Allah removes people from your life, not to punish you, but to protect you. Sometimes He isolates you so that you learn how to value yourself first. So when the right people come along, you'll recognize them. You'll know the difference between attention and love, between being used and being cherished. It means that on the day of judgment, even the closest friendships will turn into regret, unless they were built on righteousness, unless those friendships helped you get closer to Allah. So ask yourself, do the people around me bring me closer to Allah or further away? Do they value my time, my feelings, my boundaries? Or do they only reach out when they need something? You don't need a crowd. You don't need thousands of followers. Even one good friend who respects you, listens to you, and reminds you of your worth is better than 100 who make you feel small. Don't be afraid to walk alone for a while. It's better to be alone with dignity than surrounded with people who drain your soul. And remember, when you learn to value yourself, you'll naturally attract those who value you too. When you stop chasing people, you give Allah the space to send the right ones. When you stop lowering your standards just to be accepted, you make room for people who accept you without needing to change you. So today, make a choice. Let go of what hurts you. Walk away from those who don't see your value. Protect your peace, respect your energy, and ask Allah to surround you with those who remind you of your worth and His mercy. Because you are worthy. And the people who deserve to be in your life will always treat you that way. Remember, self-respect isn't something you can buy or borrow. It's something you nurture within yourself through your connection with Allah and your own self-awareness. The way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. Start respecting your worth, and the world will follow suit. May Allah grant us the wisdom to understand our true value and to carry ourselves with dignity and honor. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers. Your support means so much, and it helps us to keep creating content that uplifts and inspires.